Greetings, lovely citizens. Qutatron here. When the Esperia Prowler utility hit the pledge store, I thought the ship was a joke. An overpriced joke with no meaningful gameplay loop. However, CIG listened to the fans. No, they didn't upgrade the size 4 guns to size 5, but they did significantly lower the signatures of Prowler utility and base Prowler dropship. Now we are dealing with a truly stealthy transporter with decent firepower and pretty good survivability. What does it really looks like? Let's take a look at aircool.games and check out the stats. Okay, here we are in aircool.games, and this is Prowler in 4.1.1 live. As we see, cross-section signature is 9.2k, which is not really stealthy, to be honest. Even some starter ships can be definitely more stealthy than this. I have Nomad. Nomad have less cross-section signatures. I don't want even to start with Cutter, which is my favorite starter. But let's check out 4.2 PTU. Alright, here we are, and base Prowler have 3.7k. Prowler utility 4.2k, which is also very low. What that means? Look at this, we have Saber Firebird. Everybody knows how this little freaking shit can be annoying. So these cross-section signatures with proper stealthy loadouts can make this ship almost invisible, and even if you see Saber Firebird, this ship can disappear from your radar very quickly. So very similar effect can be done by Prowler, which have even less cross-section signature than Saber Firebird, and Prowler utility, which have only a little bit more. So these ships can be really stealthy, truly stealthy ships. So yeah, I think right now these ships can be useful. But look at the rest of the stats. Okay, we can even lower the signatures even more, uninstalling one of the coolers, and we have 4.1k heat signature, 3.4k electromagnetic, and 4.2k cross section. And we can even upgrade shields for stealth grade A and so on and so forth. It will not have too much shield HP as we see, but this is fully stealthy build. So we have medium size, light freighter, light transporter or something like this with truly stealthy capacities, which is totally great. In my opinion, this ship can be very useful in Pyro. If you want to scout some areas, loot something, maybe do some cargo runs if you are trading very expensive commodities, maybe smuggle some drugs to Stanton and sell it there. 32 SCU of drugs if some type of event will drop and you will have access to the maze, for example. That could be very useful in this scenario. But look at the rest of the stats. What we have here. SCM speed It's not terrible, but not outstanding. Nav speed, it's also not terrible, but not outstanding. Maneuverability is bad. It's similar to the Constellation or to the Freelancer, which is weird, at least for me, because this ship is not looking like big clumsy piece of metal. It looks like some type of heavy fighter or something like this. But we have reasonable amount of HP. Maybe nose don't have enough HP in my opinion. Need to have at least 20,000. Cargo capacity only 32 SCU, which is bad to be honest, but with this stealth capacities can be actually pretty useful if you are transporting very, very expensive commodities, or maybe you are transporting all your stuff or your gear from one station to second station. You know, the very risky transports can be done in this ship. But unfortunately, we can't transport any type of vehicle in Prowler utility. Quantum fuel capacity is pretty nice, 2.25, much more than average medium daily driver. This is a good touch. I think no one is talking about this, but bigger quantum fuel capacity provides better gameplay in Pyro, always, especially for freighter. Let's compare it to one of my favorite ships, Cutlass Black, which was my choice for Pyro many times because of not so high signatures. We can equip Cutlass Black with some stealth components, and this ship can be in majority situations somewhat okay if you are doing some missions in Pyro. Other competitors for Cutlass Black are not good enough in my opinion, because C2 have huge cross-section signature, Freelancer the same, but Freelancer is trash. Zeus's don't have so high signatures, but they are clumsy and they don't have, in my opinion, enough firepower to compete even in PvE scenarios. So Cutlass Black was my choice as medium ship in Pyro. But now, if I could have Prowler utility, I would definitely use it in Pyro or in any other upcoming dangerous system. It will be also very nice choice for farming components and farming loot in Hathor locations. But Prowler have one big problem. We can buy this ship for $300. $300 for one ship, one medium ship, without bed, with small storage, with not the best guns, and so on and so forth. This is outraging. I'm not recommending buying any ship in game actually, but I think Prowler utility will be also very expensive in game. Look at the base Prowler variant. This is the most important thing for me. We need to spend almost 19 millions to get this ship in game right now. So this is definitely not worth even trying to get this money to buy yourself a Prowler. You will have 2 conies for this price, which is outraging. In my opinion, Prowler utility will cost about 15 millions. And what we can buy for 15 millions? Let's look at this. Catty Black, 2 millions, which is still very good ship. And in my opinion, if we're talking about fighting, Catty is much better because have way better maneuverability, better speeds. So yeah, it's just better ship than Prowler. But let's look at the other stuff. For example, Argo Mall, 9 millions. Not so bad. Great money maker. For 12 millions, you can get for yourself a freaking Caterpillar with 576 SCU of cargo. Yes, so much better money maker than a Prowler. Definitely, and much better cargo ship overall, of course. Definitely not stealthy, but you don't need to be stealthy to make money in Caterpillar. C2 Hercules Starlifter, 18.9 millions. Little bit more expensive than base Prowler. Yes, this is, in my opinion, ridiculous. So, probably the best cargo ship in the game. It costs very similar price to the base Prowler. And, in my opinion, Prowler utility will be also around this price, maybe couple of millions less. So yeah, definitely not worth your time and not worth your money. Overall, I am thinking that Prowler utility in 4.2 is much better than before because it's actually stealthy ship, but in my opinion it's not worth your money. Anyway, there is very little stuff to do for this ship unless you don't want to have fancy daily driver in Pyro, but this type of gameplay you can do in a lot of other ships, especially in starter ships. So please tell me in the comment what do you think about Prowler utility and last changes for this ship and for older brother Prowler dropship. If you are not subscribing yet, please consider subscribing. It will help me a lot. And if you want to become fuel supplier for this channel or get yourself a great and very cheap head tracking system, please check out pinned comment. That's all for today, and as always, thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye bye.